I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Senator Joe Manchin discussed the crisis in Ukraine during Thursday's Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources hearing. Manchin claimed Putin has weaponized energy, and he also praised the Biden administration for banning Russian oil and gas imports. The West Virginia Democrat called these, quote, critical moves to stop funding Putin's brutal war. Here's Senator Manchin's full opening statement.
Put the phones on silent. Yeah. I'm pleased to welcome my dear friend, Secretary Jennifer Granholm. We go back a ways, and with her and her family, and I appreciate very much that relationship. And we have you back to the committee to discuss the President Biden's fiscal year 2023 budget request for the Department of Energy. So I want to thank you, Madam Secretary, for being here today. The ongoing crisis in Ukraine is severe. Putin has used energy as a weapon to leverage power over European democracy and intends to do the same globally, using Russia's abundant energy resources. So far, the U.S. has taken significant steps to counter Putin's aggression, including banning the import of Russian oil, petroleum products, LNG, and coal, while also authorizing additional LNG export capacity. These are critical moves to stop funding Putin's brutal war on the Ukrainian people, but there is more that we can do and we must do. In a time when maintaining and strengthening our energy security is top of mind, I look forward to hearing more about how the administration's budget requests will help us achieve that goal. At the same time, the department's efforts to advance critical clean energy technologies from solar to nuclear energy and storage continue to transform the U.S. economy and reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. And you have some pretty historic new authorities and funding levels with which to do that. This committee's work product, the Energy Act of 2020, established new pathways for research and development across the energy landscape. The bipartisan infrastructure law we passed late last year was a critical step to enable us to be a leader in innovating energy technology and supplying our partners with our abundant resources. The infrastructure law provides an all-of-the-above investment and innovation, not elimination, including funding for carbon capture, utilization, and storage, hydrogen, critical minerals, transmission, energy efficiencies, clean energy manufacturing, and so much more. The Department of Energy is overseeing the implementation of $62 billion of this funding. Secretary Granholm, as you saw when you visited West Virginia in March, there is so much excitement around programs like the hydrogen hubs and the many other programs from the infrastructure law that will have an enormous impact on my state of West Virginia, but a lot of states throughout the country. We want to ensure you have all the tools and personnel you need to get that money out the door efficiently and effectively. And I look forward to hearing about the progress the department has made in implementing this historic legislation. I was glad to see several West Virginia priorities included in the department's budget request. The request includes $502 million for weatherization assistance program, which helps low-income families make lasting energy efficiency improvements to their homes. And I can tell you everyone on this committee will benefit by that, freeing up finite resources for other essentials like food and medicine. I'm pleased to see an increase in funding for Weatherization Readiness Fund, which was funded for the first time last year and will help low-income families make the repairs to their homes that are necessary to qualify for weatherization dollars. The request also supports the National Energy Technology Laboratory, headquartered in Morgantown, West Virginia, although I think this is an area of underinvestment, as you would well imagine. We are so proud of the work that Brian Anderson, Dr. Anderson, and his team do to keep us on the cutting edge of energy innovation, especially technologies that will help us reduce carbon emissions without sacrificing reliability and energy security. We also can't sacrifice the rural economies that have produced our energy for decades. That means leaving nobody behind. That is why I have been encouraged to see the administration acknowledge the contribution of these hardworking men and women by convening an interagency working group on coal and power plant communities. This working group needs dedicated funding and a long-term mission to truly make an impact on these communities who have given so much to our country. This transition will be playing out for decades. Creating new opportunities in coal communities means that we need to use all of the tools that we have, and government investment, if done right, can be one of the most powerful. Now, it is no secret that I have serious concerns about our nation's debt, and as such, take my role as both an authorizer and appropriator very seriously. I fully believe that we can get our fiscal house in order while supporting West Virginia and American priorities. I look forward to hearing from the Secretary this morning about how we can do just that. And with that, I'm going to turn over to the Ranking Member Barrasso.
Well, thank